right. Hey guys, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on. My computer, and I'm still having issues with it, but at least I'm here.
Yay! At least we managed to get here.
Yes. How's everybody doing? I see Nodo Acres. That's Sean and
Hi, Sean.
Mama Z's Texas Kitchen. How's everybody doing? Hey, how are you doing, Megan? Waterman Homestead. And I see Autism in the Garden Hicks family. How are you doing today? Come on in.
I'm just waiting.
I'm scooting over. My oldest one decided he wanted to come sit in.
Waiting.
Oh, we're good. It's just been hectic because my computer didn't want to work. At first I had trouble with it booting up. Then once it got booted, then it didn't want to open any of the apps. So I'm like, this is a brand new laptop and I haven't had any issues until today, of course. I saw Misty. I saw that there was some crazy stuff going on your way. Hey, Sunshine Always, how you doing? Oh, hey, Papa Z, how you doing?
Hey, Papa Z.
Yeah, it was crazy today. We had somebody come to my door and want to sell us windows, and we do need to replace some of our windows, but I didn't want to talk about that today. But my husband decided it was a good day to talk about it, so he invited them in. Awesome. Looks like everybody's doing pretty good. That's good. Glad to hear that. My youngest one, hey, 30VG. My youngest one is tired. He also is playing on my oldest one's phone, so he's not here. So we went today and got some things to finish up a couple of projects that I have going on. I do crochet projects and stuff. I guess you guys know from my my giveaway, the last giveaway I had, I was giving out handmade crocheted washcloths and the little scrubbies and stuff like that. And so anyway, so for those of you guys who have not gotten their prize from that drawing, it is coming in the mail. I just had to finish them because I wanted to make sure I did them after I crocheted the ones for you guys after the fact. So I've been working on making those. So they'll be going out. So, oh, hey, Ridge Life, how you doing? Let me bring this up so I can see better because I can barely read. I can kind of read it, but I'm having to do this and squint. So let me bring it up here so I can see better. These boys right here, they were worried because we couldn't get the live going, so they were worried. All right. Rich Life, you got stung. What'd you get stung by? Was it a honeybee or a wasp or? Because the different types of bees have different types of stings. They all hurt, but they have different venoms. So I know I used to be really, really allergic to yellow jackets, which are in the wasp family, but I haven't been stung in a long time, so I don't know how I'd react now. But it was pretty bad back then. So I hope you're doing okay, Ridge Life. All right. Let me. Yeah, Papa Z, that is true. The only good wasp is a dead wasp, in my opinion. I mean, I take that back. There are draconid wasps that are smaller and they generally don't bother humans. And those are the ones that they lay eggs in the tomato hornworms, and then the little white, if you ever see them with the little white things on them, those are actually their the where the pupa has been in there and they've hatched out. Like if you see the little holes, they've hatched out and they've already gone and about their business. But basically that's where they yeah. It gives me the creeps, but I love it because that's they're basically, the tomato hornworms are the food for those wasps, which will then in turn kill more tomato hornworms. So I am okay with those.
They're friends, not foes.
Hey Shelly, TNS Dogs and Dragonflies Farm. And there's Serenity Meadow Farm Permaculture. How you doing? Hey Battle.
Hi,
How you doing?
Hey, Samson Farms.
So you guys helping
Yes.
Mom with the garden? They actually have been packing the dirt for me so that I can start my seeds and stuff. So yeah, they've been doing that. We've got to get busy on planting potatoes here in the next week or so. That's what I did last year anyways. And even though the green part is tender, you can keep putting dirt on it and it'll keep sprouting.
Papa Z says red wasps attack for no reason, lol.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, wasps serve no good purpose.
Yeah, like I said, the only good ones are the draconid ones, and those are because they basically killed the tomato hornworms, which eat my plants. So I'm good with them. We are in zone 7B, but our last frost date is April 15th. So whenever you're talking about planting, zones are generally for perennial hardiness. For vegetables, you want to look at your last frost date and first frost date. So Samson Farm says, I just got back from getting 3 more bags of seed and starting mix. Awesome. Yes, I've been constantly planting more things. I just can't, I sit down there about 2 hours at a time to do them. I just can't do a ton of it at one time. So what kind of seedlings is everybody planning on growing? Because I know that not everybody can actually get started now. I know that Mama Z and Samson Farms, I know they've gotten started already. Anybody else getting started, or are you guys just in the planning stages? Yes, exactly, Sean. Parasitic wasps are definitely good guys, especially since they eat tomato hornworms. Exactly. Those are the only ones that I am okay with, and I'm only okay with them because they kill the tomato hornworms, but they still give me the willies. I still can't. I look at it and I get the cold chills and the goosebumps, and anyways, I can't look at it. All right, Serenity Meadow Farm Permaculture says she's doing a huge batch of flowers soon for the wifey, or he says, sorry. We started tomatoes and peppers. And Rachel Cobb Photography and Weedy Acres. Hey, how you doing? You're planning, and we'll start first weekend in March. And the Geocache family, we're buried in snow. Okay, but you're starting seedlings anyways. What kind of seedlings have you started? Papa Z says, "Okay, I'll give parasitic wasps a pass." They generally don't bother people. Tomatoes will go in around Good Friday. Yeah, I'm actually a couple of days late. I normally start my tomatoes about the same time that Jess from Roots and Refuge does. So I'm a few days late, but a few days is not going to hurt anything. Yeah, no snow. It was 80 there today, Mama Z. Yes, I know. Said, oh, and I also got 40 pepper plants started. That's great.
Heck yeah.
I will not tell you how many I have. Well, actually, I will tell you. I have 29 varieties that I've planted, and I planted 8 of each one.
Oh
So just in case some don't come up, I will have at least a few of each type. So because in my grow bags, I can actually put, depending on the size of the grow bag, I can put 3 to 5 pepper plants in the same grow bag, and they'll be just fine. So that's why I planted so many. All right, let's see. Samson Farm says all wasps feed on caterpillars and small destructive pests. I didn't know that all of them did, but that's good to know. Shelly said we have peppers, tomatoes, melons, flowers, and herbs. Yes, I have lots of flowers planted. I don't have any melons or anything like that. I don't have any cucumbers or anything. I do need to start my cucamelons, but otherwise I don't have any of those types started because they are really super fast. And we have a long growing season, so it won't hurt to wait for a couple more weeks. And then Samson Farms, I'll tell you how many I have started, but not how many I will have when I'm done. Yes, I understand. You have 132 started. Wow. Yeah. Like I said, I have no idea how much mine equals to because I'm not good at math. I could do it, but I would need pencil and paper to write it out. So whatever 29 times 8 is, that's how much I have. Geocache family says I'm doing herbs, peppers, tomatoes, and flowers and cleaning the seed trays. Rachel said I always start cool weather crops in March. Peas, cabbage. I do have some crops still in from fall, like onions and lettuces. Yeah, I'm really lucky to be able to, like I said, my last frost is April 15th, around that date. So I'm really lucky. I do still have brassicas out there. I've got cabbage and I've got broccoli that's outside right now that I planted back in October. And with the exception of one of my mustard and one of my cabbages bolted, but the rest of them are still good. So, but I did go ahead and start some more broccoli and some more cabbages and kale inside. So I'm hoping to get those out there within the next couple weeks. So
Samson did the math.
oh, 222. Thanks. Yeah, see, I don't do math well. I can do it.
Family,
Hey, how are you doing, Two Family? It's good to see you. So one of the things that that I was wanting to talk to you guys about, because you guys know, if you have watched me, you guys know that I do have some disabilities, and I know Samson Farm has some disabilities, and so does No Dough Acres. Um, hey, Walker Farm fam, how you doing? Um, so I'm trying to find out. I mean, I know that I do some accommodations, like my grow bags are an accommodation that I make to help me to be able to garden. So, what are some accommodations that you guys make that helps you do the things that you want to do? Yes, I know, Sean. I know. I would probably have 3 or 4 beds of peppers because my boys love them. We like to cook with them,
Especially the banana
and
peppers.
we like to eat them on salads and all that kind of stuff, and make pepper sauce and that kind of thing. So, that's one of the reasons that I planted so many, and we're gonna try lots of different types this year. Like I said, I've got lots of hot peppers, but lots of sweet peppers too, and so we'll see.
We are
Samson Farm says he hasn't found any accommodations for being crazy yet. Well, I think that we all are a little bit crazy every once in a while anyway. So, Legacy Home and Garden, how you doing? You haven't missed a whole lot. We were just talking about what we've gotten started and what we are planning on start for those people who haven't been able to start plants yet. That's what we've been talking about. I was a little bit, oh yeah, and wasps, um, especially the parasitic wasps. I was a little bit late in getting started because I had some technical difficulties. So that's really all we've talked about so far. Um, Serenity Meadow Farm Permaculture said busy fighting bamboo this year, hoping to get it contained and making it disappear before I get too old to get rid of it. Wow. Yeah. Where are you? Like, what state are you in? Because we have bamboo that it naturally grows here. It's native here, or I won't say it's necessarily native, but it grows here naturally, as far as I know. I haven't ever, as long as I've been around, anyways, it's been around. So, okay, Central Arkansas. Yeah, I'm in North Carolina, so I'm not exactly sure how it made it here, if it was brought over or if it is just native, but we have a lot of it too. So, hey, Holly Ridge Homestead, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Legacy Home and Garden says bamboo roots grow along the top under the soil and it thrives on light and water and sprouts up everywhere. Oh, okay. Serenity Meadow Farm Permaculture. You actually planted it. Yeah. Like so many things that we grow. Oh, hey, how are you doing, Jess? J Love Adventures. Um, a lot of the things that we love to grow can be invasive, like mint can be invasive, oregano can be invasive. There's so many things that we grow that can be invasive. Blackberry vines are everywhere around here, but they have thorns. I'd prefer the thornless. So yeah, I'm sure. Said I thought it would be cool for the grandkids one day, but not cool. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes. Yes, cilantro can be invasive. I know that people who grow comfrey, that can become invasive. So there's lots of those types of things that can do that. So yeah, chives. Well, We have them all in our yard, all over the place. Rachel said, I try to plant things that might need more attention, like extra watering forward in the garden versus far out. I have to travel for work and hard to get people to watch over things the way I do. Yeah, I can imagine, because you do a lot of traveling. I've enjoyed watching, seeing your videos that you do of your travels. They're really interesting videos. And I want to thank everybody that's here. Hey, Kathy from North Star Prepstetter.
Yes.
I am only 4 subs away from 700. So I will be doing another giveaway soon. And is it Sherry or Daryl that's here? Either way, your package is coming soon. I just had to finish crocheting it myself because I did them after the fact. So but anyway, so I will be doing another giveaway soon, and so I'm kind of excited about that. Let's see, everybody's saying hey, and okay, so Rachel's goats eat the bamboo. And that is one of the things that here in North Carolina, there is a guy who rents out his goats to people to clear land. I read a story about it, and I can't remember his business name, but I thought that was pretty cool.
It's Daryl.
Okay. Well, Daryl, I'm glad you were able to make it. I really appreciate you guys coming. I really do. It means a lot. No Doe Acre says he's 9 away from 400. That's amazing. That is really good. I'm very excited for you. Serenity Meadow Farm Permaculture said, okay. Talking North Star Prepstetter. Oh, and no, there's no problem, Kathy. I actually had some technical difficulties. My laptop did not want to boot, and then once I got it booted, it didn't want to. None of my internet apps wanted to work. So anyways, I finally got it, of course, as you see, but it gave me a hard time. So we're all kind of running late. It's fine. I agree. I really enjoy doing the lives because I get to talk to a lot of people. I, of course, participate in going to people's lives all the time, and I really enjoy, getting to talk to everybody there. And I get to talk to you guys about things that my husband doesn't want to talk about. He's not interested. My parents and stuff, they look at me because my parents have been growing food ever since I can remember, but they grow just for putting up. So they're not interested in all of the different varieties, and they're not interested in all the different vegetables. They just want to grow what they want to grow. So nobody really wants to hear what I have to talk about.
I do.
Okay, you take care, Sean.
Bye,
We'll
Sean.
see you around in the lives.
Bye, Sean.
Hey, Heavens Essentials, how are you doing today? Yes, I agree. It is great how everybody helps each other out. If we're able to, we help, we help everybody. That is one thing that I have really seen about the community, and I love that part of it. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. They're doing good. They're here for my moral support.
Moral support. I'm here because I want love.
Oh, that's sweet. Yes, Serenity Mountain Meadow Farm said, I learned from my grandmother. I wish she was still around to ask questions. My grandparents actually raised more varieties than my mom and dad do. My mom and dad are very, this is what we want to eat, and this is what we're going to raise, and this is what we're, you know what I mean? Like they're not into trying much in the way of new things. So
They really put the emphasis on an old dog can't learn new tricks.
thanks so much, Ridge Life. I appreciate it. So I do appreciate that, Serenity Meadow. I try really hard to teach them things, and that's one of the reasons that they have chores the way they do, so that whenever they're not with me anymore, they can function in society by themselves. um, it says, I wished I had the joys of raising boys and the love they have for their mama. Yes, that is one of the things I have to say that my boys do. They do show me a lot of love, and even though this one right here is 15, he still comes up and he still gives me hugs and he still wants to spend time with me. And there's so many teenagers these days that don't want to have anything to do with their parents, but my kids still at least act like they enjoy spending time with me.
That's a
I
joke.
thrive on you.
That's a joke, Mom. You know we love you.
Says, I watch to learn and make connections. If it's just people talking to a select few and not sharing knowledge, I just kind of opt out. You're informative and interesting. Oh, thanks so much, Legacy Home and Garden. I appreciate that. I really, I mean, my channel's not huge or anything, but I try to respond to anybody who makes a comment or anything. Because I appreciate you guys. Okay, it was so great to meet you too, Serenity Meadow Farm Permaculture. All right. I don't think they had the access we have now. So yeah, you know what? That's very possible. Although my grandparents did still raise, like they grew yellow and orange tomatoes and some of those older heirlooms. They did raise or grow those too, but my parents, they're better boys. That's it. That's all they grow. One variety. That's it.
Thank you, Legacy Home and Garden.
Oh yes, thank you. All right. Hey Johnny, how you doing? And I might Kathy. Oh, okay. I missed something. What did I miss?
Oh no, Mom.
I missed something. Insurance. Is that about the boys?
Insurance?
Anyways, yeah, so they're good helpers too. I really honestly I don't know how I would do it without them. So whenever they decide to go out on their own and, see the world and all that kind of stuff, I'm going to have to do some more adjusting,
No.
making more accommodations.
I'll be far away from you.
No, you won't.
You'll have to call me then.
Okay, seed collection problem, and you call it insurance. Okay, yes. And you know what? I have a ton of seeds too. I think that I had, well, like I said, I planted 29 varieties of peppers this year, and I probably have at least that many, if not more, of tomatoes, and I have at least 15 variety of melons and squash. So yeah, so I understand. I love my seeds, and even if I can't grow them all, I want them all. um,
I wouldn't necessarily call it hoarding. I think it is more insurance. You never
yeah.
know.
And I don't know how many types of lettuce either. Yeah. So I have mine in a huge ammo crate right now. That's what I have them in. I took them out of their original pack because that took up too much space for me. And I put them in little bead baggies, and that's what they're all in. Hey, Peanuts Peppers, how are you doing? That I thought I was a seed lover with my little 5 types of pepper seeds and 4 types of tomato seeds. See you later, Holly Ridge Homestead.
Bye, Holly Ridge Homestead.
We'll see you soon. Well, I say the way that I think about it, because last year I didn't have as many, of course, and so I continued to buy over the summer and everything, and so you'll get your collection, but sometimes you have to have time to build it up.
Rachel Cobb Photography and Weedy Acres asked, do you have any cross-pollination issues with your grow bags close together?
As far as I know, no. I haven't actually done any seed saving myself, though, so I don't know if the next generation has had any cross-pollination. Probably. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the little netting or baggie over the flower, especially like for peppers and tomatoes, for the ones that I want to save so that they're not cross-pollinated, and then go from there. And hi, Christina, I saw you come in. Thanks for coming. And I was just telling everyone that everybody who won prizes in the last giveaway, which I'll be having another one soon, I do have your gifts going out. I just had to finish crocheting them because I wanted to hand make them specifically for you. Hey, Old Redding Farm, how are you doing?
Hi, Simply Jan Homestead.
Hey, Simply Jan, how are you doing? So yeah, that is one of the things that cross-pollination, that is one way that you can help to prevent that if you're wanting to save seeds. I have not found any of my pepper plants, like for example, the hot pepper plants cross-pollinating with the cold, the sweet pepper plants, and then the sweet peppers being hot. I haven't found that to be an issue. So, and I'm going to pack them in there again today. Whenever I go to lay them out, because we're going to move them to a different area in our yard this year because we had some trees cut down this past year. And so that area gets a lot more sun, and we're going to put our peppers over in that area because what generally happens, in order for them to develop the capsaicin that they should develop, they need more sun, and they need not to be watered every day. They need a little bit of stress in order to develop the amount of capsaicin they're supposed to get. So my hot peppers last year, with the exception of my Tabascos, weren't really hot. So I'm going to play with that some this year. Let's see. Yeah, we've had tons and tons and tons of rain, Kathy. We had that last year. Last year was very, very much rainy all the way up through April or May. And then all of a sudden it stopped and it was 100 degrees. And then toward the end of June and on, it was really dry, and we were having to water our plants every day in order to keep them alive. So yeah, I know. I haven't done like I said, I haven't done my tomato plants either. And I've got to get that done sometime this week. So I'm going to be planting mine plus my dad's, and he grows 80 plants. So I've got to plant 80 Better Boy plants for him. But I'm glad to be able to do it for him. So I like to be able to help them out because they always help us out if we need help. So
You're not late.
oh, you're fine, my quirky quarter acre. We're gonna be wrapping up in about 5 minutes because Samson Farm goes live right after I do. So we're gonna be wrapping it up in about 5 minutes. But I'm glad you came by. So glad you came by.
At least you'll get to stay for the next 4 minutes.
Yep. 80. Yes, my dad. Okay, so what we do is every year I help my dad with his garden. So last year was actually the first year that I did the garden all by myself. Here at my house. Um, so we always go and help them with theirs, and what we do is we take the tomatoes because they are indeterminate tomatoes, and we can a lot, and we can enough for both families. And then my dad also likes to be able to give away. He gives trays of them away at church. So he loves to be able to do that. He loves the bragging right. And he does the same thing for his gladiolus. He grows about a half of a garden of gladiolus. And he makes arrangements of his flowers for the church. And then he'll send them home with somebody from the church.
More bragging rights.
he loves for people to tell him that his flowers are pretty and his tomatoes are good. So yeah, we're gonna be leaving soon, Mary. Like I said, Nathan goes on he goes on live in like 3 minutes. So all right, it's good to see you too, Rachel. Thanks so much for coming by. Hey, Barbara's allotment, how are you doing? Oh, yeah, my dad's a good guy. He really is. I love him, and he's always been there for us. My parents are great. They anytime that we've ever needed any kind of help, they've always been there for us. And so, I hope that whenever my boys are older, that I can do the same thing for them. So I just hope that they don't need as much help as we've needed. Whenever the economy crashed, we had a rough go of it, but we're doing good now. So. Oh, it's great for you to be here. I'm really happy that you're here, Barbara. Hey, Josh.
Josh! Yes! Nick! On 3. 3, 2, 1. Good eye, Mike! We got it!
I knew that they were going to do some antics here sometime.
7 days! 7 days!
Okay, so I did ask them to tone it down just a little bit so that I could actually talk with you guys a little bit. So they toned it down a lot more than I expected, but they did good. Bang, mate. Josh is from Australia. So.
Are you saying that like an Australian tone?
I didn't.
He said like, Josh is from Australia.
No.
No, not 1 minute.
I know.
No.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. Yes, they did it. They did a good job. Normally they're like all over the place, and bigger than life and very extra. But you know, they did good for me.
Today I sat down in a chair and patiently watched.
He patiently watched. They make life interesting, though. That is for sure. Okay, guys, I'm going to go, and I want to thank you guys so much for coming by. I really appreciate it. And like I said, look for another video of a giveaway coming soon, because I'm only like 4 subscribers away. So it will be soon. So I'll see you in the other lives.
Bye.
Bye, y'all. End it.
Bye.
Oh, okay,
Nick,
hold on.
what have you done?
Just hold on. Okay, bye.
There, bye.